What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now, recently I was actually perusing through my YouTube subscriptions and I discovered that one of the beauty gurus that I am subbed to, Sophdoesnails, I'll go ahead and leave her video in the description box below, did a video where she reached out to her subs and said, assume something about me. Now, because of the fact that we had run into a little bit of trouble with the gaming channel, you know, things are being said about me on the forums, people are assuming things, I figured we would go ahead and just embrace this assumption culture, so I went ahead and posted up on my Instagram, assume something about me, and that's what we're gonna go ahead and cover here today. Alright, so as a little bit of a disclaimer, because Rob doesn't have any foresight whatsoever when it comes to planning these videos, I didn't reach out to anybody to see if I could use their name on camera, so I figured that I'm just not gonna say anybody's name and cover my own ass. However, my Instagram community is a bit small, so you probably know exactly who you are. Without ado, let's go ahead and jump on in. Alright, so starting things off with current events, I assume that you're excited for the new Shane/Jake Paul documentary. If I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I'm not really at all. I don't follow the whole Jake Paul and Logan Paul kind of bullshit. I'm not interested in any of them, to be completely honest with you. I did really enjoy the Shane Dawson Jeffree Star documentary, and I think the main reason that I liked that was because I liked seeing the inner workings of Jeffree Star's kind of empire. Like, I love people who are self-made, who came up from nothing and did something, you know, fantastic with it. I like seeing the business end of things. I found that really interesting, and I liked hearing about all of that kind of behind the scenes stuff that, you know, they assume is really boring, but to me, I love watching passionate people do passionate things. And if I'm gonna be frank with you, I just look at people like Jake Paul and Logan Paul to not really have any passion, but to just want to chase the dollar bill. I think if I was gonna watch it at all and be excited for it, I think the only thing that would really be excited is to see Shane's reaction to things. So these next few are just ones that I can never ever escape. Somebody assumes that I'm gay, somebody assumes that I'm a girl, and one of my good friends assumes that I've never dated a woman, so let's just go ahead and address all three of those at once. Well, first and foremost, I am definitely not a girl. Unfortunately, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you, when I was a kid, I was like, oh my god, my life would be so much easier if I was like a woman and I was pretty and like other boys would love me, and I like entertained that thought of being a girl for a while. But if I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I like looked at myself and I was like, wow, you would make the ugliest girl ever. I'm just gonna be honest, the bone structure is not there. I think that I have a fairly, I want to say masculine bone structure, I don't know. That's also another thing that I've thought about before, is like, I don't think I could ever do drag because I think that I would be a really ugly drag queen. So no, I am not a girl. Next up, of course, I'm gay. I'm very happy and also very homosexual. So that would make me a double gay. I'm the square root of gay. That's how gay I am. And lastly, I have never dated a woman. This is gonna be something very interesting to talk about because no, I've never dated a woman. When I was really young, there were stories of my grandpa picking me up from daycare and like girls like being wrapped all around me. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what it was. All of these girls threw themselves at me when I was a kid and I just became traumatized. I was like, nope, I don't think so. But if I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I have no interest in dating girls, and it like seeps into a whole nother level. There was one point in time where I was gonna see one of my friends off to Korea. She was actually gonna go teach English in Korea, so we had a couple of our friends rent out a hotel room, so there were 2 beds, one for him and his friend, and then one for her and me to share. I couldn't sleep in the same bed as her. It just felt really like awkward and uncomfortable. And it wasn't her, it's just women in general. I just have this weird thing where I'm like, I think I'm gonna pass. I think it's the vagina dentata. It happens. Okay, so this next one is a very interesting one. Somebody says that I assume that you're a vampire junkie, that I have a secret vial of blood implanted in the wrist. It's really weird that this actually came up because earlier on stream I was talking about living forever. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say that I would want to be a vampire or that I really care for the whole vampire thing, drinking blood thing. That's not really a big thing for me, but living forever is definitely a thing that I'm like, ooh, Ooh, kind of like if you watched, what is the Penny, oh my god, Penny Dreadful. And there was Dorian Gray, and he just lived forever in that because of the painting stuff. Oh my god. I was thinking about it today, and I'm very curious to see how you guys feel about this. Leave this in the comments below. Would you want to live forever? Because I thought about it, and I think one of the biggest things in my life is I just don't feel like I have the time to get everything done that I want to get done. Like fall in love, find a place, travel to all of these different things. And I think that if I had the, you know, if I didn't have the pressure of death looming over me at like every corner, literally. You know when you're single and you're just all by yourself and you're like coughing and you're like, oh my god, this is where I die. Or like when you're single and you accidentally trip over something and you fall on the ground and you really hurt your leg and I'm like, oh my god, I've broken my leg, this is where I die. That's kind of like, as long as I don't have those thoughts in my head, as long as I think, oh, I'm just gonna live forever. You know, I can, you know, I'll pass on that iPhone. Maybe I'll try a different kind of phone this time around. I just feel like there are so many things in life that I want to experience that I don't get to experience because I know that I don't have enough time to experience them. So no, I'm not a vampire junkie, but I would like to live forever. Forever young, that is, though. I don't want to leave that part out because legitimately, I don't want to walk around forever looking like a goddamn Shar-Pei. I have stocked up on anti-aging products and I will bathe myself in a bathtub full of that shit if I have to. Legitimately, we're not leaving that clause out. Forever young. Now this one is a little bit of a sign of the times, but somebody actually said, I assume you would like to read a book in peace, but can't find the time. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not a big reader, and this is something that I think a lot of people from the Discords know about me, just in general, even in the YouTube comment sections. I don't like posts that are more than like 3 sentences long, because I can't, like, literally by the 3rd sentence, if you haven't made your point, I'm already bored and I don't want to read the rest of it. However, one of the things that I do love is audiobooks. No, this is not sponsored by Audible, as much as I would love it to be. Audible, please reach out to me. I need some support. But no, I actually like listening to a lot of podcasts and the occasional audiobooks. So podcasts are a big thing, and I think my favorite ones are like Welcome to Night Vale. I really like Alice Isn't Dead. That one's probably my favorite one out of all of them because there's a lot of like tension and drama in that one. So whenever I do get a chance, especially if I'm gonna drive somewhere, because I kind of live out in the boonies and it takes me like forever to get anywhere cool. So I'll usually put on like one of those podcasts and just like have it tell me a nice little story in the background. So that's kind of my way of reading a book, I guess, but even that I don't seem to be able to find the time for because I'm either filming videos or I'm playing video games and filming that or streaming. Just something is always constantly going. So whenever I do get some free time, I like to run one of those in the background. Alright, now this jackass over here says, those are fake eyes. Honey, they're not fake, they're real. Really paid for. Moving along, we have 2 that go really well together. I assume that you love drinking and you like chicken. I like both of those a whole lot. Now, chicken is something that I've had to pretty much embrace because of the keto diet, so there's a lot of chicken that goes along in this house. However, I will be honest, I miss me some good old Popeyes fried chicken, specifically Popeyes like extra spicy fried chicken. Oh, that does my body good. And you know, you have that with a little bit of the coleslaw. Oh, okay, that's the next cheat meal, but the only thing about it is the closest Popeyes to me is I think like maybe an hour and a half away. I used to have Popeyes a lot when I was living closer to my mom, and legit, it was just there and available and I could get Popeyes like left, right, and center. It was so delicious. I loved it. Now, when it comes to drinking is my poison of choice. I know some people like to smoke. I know like some people like to do like extracurricular stuff with like pills and shit or whatever they find, but I like drinking. I've tried all of the other ones. If I'm gonna be like just completely straightforward with you, I've tried all the other ones and none of them really made me feel as good as drinking. I don't drink as much as I probably make it sound. In fact, I think that I drink more often for work than I drink in actual real life. Usually if I'm drinking, it's most likely on stream because of like a challenge or because, I don't know, celebrate something. But in my normal life, I really don't drink very often. In fact, I think I bought a bottle of Tennessee honey whiskey a while ago, and then I realized, not keto friendly. This was actually before keto. So I've had this bottle since before keto. It's still up there on my shelf. Hold on. See, I'm not joking. It's still here. I didn't lie. It still exists. There's still a good chunk of it. But yeah, so I don't drink very, very often. I kind of like to... I do it. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it socially. Just to be completely frank with you. If I do it alone, it's usually online with people watching. So it's still social. Plus at the same time, and I know this is going to sound so like, oh my god, Rob's obsessed with this keto diet. By the way, 44 pounds down, so of course, so why wouldn't I be a little obsessed about it? But no, it actually stops your body from burning fat because your body has to focus on processing the alcohol. So no fat burning happens while there's alcohol in your body. So we're gonna have to pass on that, unfortunately. However, I do enjoy an occasional drink every now and then. Alright, so the camera shut off, so if the lighting is a little bit weird or if the framing is a little bit different, I do have to apologize. Also, my chaise is slowly like causing me to sink lower and lower and lower into it, so I've had to scoot forward just a little bit. So yeah, pardon me if anything is off. Regardless, let's go ahead and jump into the next question, which is something that I kind of need to address and I kind of feel like addressing on the channel. You probably fuss and struggle around with your hair a lot. Now, as of lately, I've been having some hair issues. Now, as you can tell, everything is thinning out just a little bit, which really, really frustrates me, but it is mainly because of seasonal shedding from what I'm noticing, and it's really, really odd because of the fact that, number one, my stylist is currently out of commission. He actually just got his liver. Well, he got a liver. It's not his, well, it's his liver now, but it wasn't his liver before. So he no longer has to go to dialysis, but he's out of commission for a while. So unfortunately, I'm not able to book with him and get a haircut, which means my hair keeps getting longer and longer and longer. However, I've had so much like seasonal like shedding that I've actually got more hair coming in now. So I've got all of these hairs which are like this long, and then I've got like my other hair that's not cut that's like super long, and I'm like, okay, well, this is a really awkward time for me, but I'm also being very cautious. So I've got some Bosley in my shower, I'm using minoxidil, and I'm also taking biotin at the same time. I'm not trying to lose it, which I'm not super worried about because nobody, at least from what I've seen, none of the men in my family have gone bald. So if anything, I'm gonna end up thinning out, which won't be all that fantastic, but it's probably part of the reason why I'm currently fussing around with it as much as I am. Alright, so next up we are getting a little bit juicy. Somebody assumes that I know how to bottom well. Now, if I'm gonna be completely honest with you, it's been a while. Rob has been hustling. Rob has been trying to do his thing on YouTube, on Instagram, and on Twitch. So I've just been working. That doesn't mean that there hasn't been a couple run-ins, but if I'm gonna be just straightforward, it's been so long that I wondered if they changed it. I'm like, listen, last time I was at it, I did pretty gosh darn well, but you know, with all this newfangled technology and all the new terms that people are coming out with, I'm kind of like, maybe I need to reread a manual or something. Does anybody like, do we have like patch notes for bottoming? Because I might need to get a little bit of a refresher before I jump into, you know, the next round. I mean, maybe they have like a bottom hot fix that I was not aware of that I should probably, you know, get myself familiar with before I jump on in. But I would like to think that I bottom well. Alright, so let's close things out with, I assume you have a super attractive little sister who's the family favorite. No, I don't. So that about does it for the assumptions that you guys have put onto my Instagram. There were a couple others that I was not able to touch on, and as you can tell, this has been a very long video already. However, if you want to go ahead and leave any assumptions down in the comments below about me that you would like me to address in a future video, please go ahead and do that. And if we get enough of them, I might go ahead and do that, which, you know, it's probably gonna be a stretch because nobody leaves comments on these videos at all. Regardless, that does do it for me for now. And as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your body. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.